WWE 2K22 Ringside Report #1 gameplay deep dive. We're about to say full match gameplay. Funk is on a roll. Somebody call my mama. This is what I've been waiting for. Now we're talking. Hit the thumbs up button. You know what's going on. Oh, with the talking. The whole video is 16 minutes. I wonder how much of that the gameplay takes up. Oh, okay, here we go.
To our fan base is that we have a
wow.
redesigned gameplay experience. And starting with Jason, can you talk about
okay, this is the longest uncut piece of gameplay I have seen thus far. What's that meter above his head?
We have a completely new animation system. This system has
completely new animation system.
Characters. Basically, everything from the way the characters move,
do I like this camera angle?
How they align with each other during
I think I do.
Overhauled and redone. Players are going to
I was a little like
a significant difference the moment.
It's obviously lower than the other ones. What is that above his head? Stunned.
No longer feel like you're fighting to control your
That's a stun meter, hardly know her. Okay.
Strikes, dives, springboards.
Damien, you're getting your ass whooped, by the way, in case you hadn't noticed. The Damien model looks really good, honestly. The hair actually is moving a little bit, which is cool. Do I like this camera angle? I feel like
for 2K22,
I might. I thought like having the ropes kind of just in your face the whole time would be a little distracting, because the camera angle is usually a little bit higher. Oh, the kick out meter. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But this angle kind of makes you feel a little more like in the action, quote unquote, I think.
It's a really big change.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it right now. What was that? That's fine. It's okay.
Derek, same question.
We're gonna.
So for me,
okay.
When we sat down to figure out
big choke slam.
Gameplay for 2K22,
ha! It looks a little quicker too.
Put as a priority,
yeah, it's definitely quicker. Oh, talking. Oh, the talking. That's definitely quicker. The animations are way. I feel like this match is is moving. The match is moving, which I appreciate. That looks good.
So you've mentioned new controls and mechanics. Combat itself is centered around 3 inputs: light attacks, heavy attacks, and grapples. So in this cycle specifically, what do those terms mean?
So light attacks, those are your
here we go, reverse. Hold to block, light attack, heavy attack, or grapple.
From previous years, they're bigger, slower strikes, but they deal more damage. And then finally, grapples. Those are where some of the bigger changes come into play. So you press the grapple button once to lock up with your opponent, but then from there you can press light, you can press heavy. Those will do your light and heavy grapples, but there's all sorts of other options: Irish whips, drag, carry, all of those things.
So do you have to go? Do you have to initiate a grapple to do a grapple move?
I want to toss this over to Jonathan is my question. Too. So opening up these possibilities,
which it seems like
talk about some
might be the case again, which I don't hate. Okay, give me some more. Give me some more. Give me some. Give me some. Now, is that?
Very quickly, I want to take it
I feel like we saw that earlier. Is that a predetermined animation, or was he controlling that walk over to the ropes? Because if that's a predetermined animation, my God, that's a long animation.
Because I myself am a much newer player to WWE.
Oh, here we go.
So for me, picking up and playing has been
the screen with the red and the stuff. Okay, all right.
Super easy.
I like the.
And while
I like the presentation. That was never really my my concern. You know what? Like this lower camera angle stuff kind of gives this game its own feel too, because if you put 18, 19, and 20 next to each other and you said, hey, which one's which, and you only gave me like a few seconds to look, I might not be able to figure it out. But you can immediately tell that this is like a different entry in the franchise, which I appreciate. Oh, okay. All right.
Even playing this,
honestly, I love when shit like that happens. That makes for the best type of content.
How vets can better show off their moves and what that means for the overall strategy of their experience.
Ooh,
so a lot of the
that was kind of smooth.
The new defensive options that we've added this year. So one of the biggest examples is breakers. Instead of reversals being the only tool for countering your opponent's attacks, grapples and combos actually don't use reversals. Instead, you counter them with a breaker. So when you're doing a grapple or a combo on your opponent, they can counter that attack by pressing the same light, heavy, or grapple input against you. So those moves are countered with breakers. Everything else is countered with a reversal. So knowing what kind of attack you expect your opponent to perform can already prime you to know how you want to counter it. So there's already a mind game with that level. Then you have...
What?
Grapples and combos
of their experience.
So a lot of the strategy for our game comes with the new defensive options that we've added this year. So one of the biggest examples is breakers. Instead of reversals being the only tool for countering your opponent's attacks, grapples and combos actually don't use reversals. Instead, you counter them with a breaker.
Grapples and combos don't use reversals.
You counter them with a breaker.
You counter them with a breaker. Grapples and combos don't use reversals. You counter them brawn breaker. Counters, grapples, and okay.
When you're doing a grapple or a combo on your opponent, they can counter that attack by pressing the same light, heavy, or grapple input against you.
They can counter that by pressing the same.
So those moves are countered with breakers. Everything else is countered with reversal. So knowing what kind of attack you expect your opponent to perform can already prime you to know how you want to counter it. So
and I guess okay, so he reversed that. So okay, so when the Y pops up, hold on, let me find it.
How you want to counter it.
When the Y pops up over Ray's head, so watch. So he's about to go for, I guess maybe he's going for a signature or something here, which is why the reversal popped up. Reversal popped up instead of the other stuff. Okay, I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to look into that.
If you hold down the reversal button, you enter a blocking stance, and that lets you withstand light, heavy, and running attacks. And then you can counterattack faster than your opponent can after blocking. You can also dodge with the right bumper, so you can kind of choose a direction and get out of the way really quickly if you time your dodge correctly.
So you can block, dodge, or
and then
reverse.
When you're on the ground, you also can button mash to get up faster,
or break,
or you can press right bumper to do a quick get up at the cost of some resource. So when you have all of those defensive options available to you, it makes when you're on defense, it's a lot more strategic. But also when you're on offense, you have to be careful with how you want to attack your opponent, so that they don't counter you.
So our community has been speculating about the HUD and like guessing like
I've always been a big like give the player control type of guy. I think that's been one of my biggest criticisms.
And
this stuff looks pretty good, man. This stuff looks pretty good. I think that's been one of my biggest criticisms is that, you know, these long animations and these rollouts and shit, it just like takes control away from the player. So now giving them all these different, you have defense options, a roll and dodge and blah, blah, blah. You kind of do all kind of different shit. Okay, so you got a health bar.
Below that, you'll find a special meter, which is a resource you want to spend to perform signatures, paybacks, or defensive actions. Finally, at the bottom is
your special meter.
Store up to 3 stocks.
Signatures, paybacks, and defensive options for that. And then the bottom one is your finisher meter. Okay. No more reversal stocks, thank God. Ooh, booty bump.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, obviously the big change that we made was removing the reversal stock from the HUD. We felt that 2K20's matches came down to how the users manage their reversal stock. We wanted to
a lot more than that.
A bit more skill to a match by
That's
giving
a sweet angle.
Unlimited reversals, but making
them
them
a
little
slow
bit
as
more
hell
to execute. In our internal matches with 2K22, we get wild swings and back and forth and a bunch of so close moments that we really feel make the match memorable.
Yeah, show me something. Okay.
And in addition to that, we added a new stun meter that shows up on the characters when it's close to being filled. So we're really excited to show off
the presentation, like the camera kind of just slowly panning to the outside from that, and now slow. That's pretty sick. That looks really good.
Cool. Like one of the things that, you know, at the end of the match where I'm like,
I got out of the way. I want to see what that looked like if you hit it.
Once you basically knew once the
man,
didn't have any reversal stock, all you had to do was hit your Sega finisher, match was over. That's not the case anymore, right? Like someone can just pull out like a reversal and there's
if I see it, I'm gonna say it, but I don't see it.
And so Derek, can you talk about
I don't see it.
Like you know, how strategy is incorporated
It looks
into
pretty good.
That part of this new mechanic.
Yeah, so with reversals no longer being on a limit, that opens up a lot of possibilities for how your opponent can counter you, right? Like they could always pull a reversal out.
He stunned after the frog splash from the top rope. That's it. Damien's done.
Mentioned earlier,
oh, no, he's not.
Tools for making sure that you can pull off your biggest moves without getting countered. So lighter attacks, while they don't do as much damage to the vitality of the opponent, they're better at filling.
What's this little headpiece down above Ray's name?
Your opportunity to
is that because his head is all busted up?
Ooh.
Spanish fly.
Is back, y'all. Like I
flying
love it.
In Spanish.
It creates a whole new level of like intensity in those tight matches. And like I gotta practice my finger strength on.
There he is.
Just so I can beat everyone.
What we got here?
when this game goes.
Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. Ooh. That it? That is. Why does that count feel so slow?
On and on, but unfortunately, we're out of time.
I guess that's probably their way of. Oh, that's it. Of keeping like. Yeah, there's no more gameplay. Okay, that's the end of the gameplay segment. I guess that's their way of like keeping the button mashing fair. I guess if you're not super quick with the button mashing, you have enough time to kick out. But I don't know. That felt super slow. Regardless, that was pretty much my only nitpick about this stuff. This looks pretty cool. I like on the surface, obviously I haven't played it yet, but on the surface, the controls sound I don't even want to say more intuitive, but just more open and you know, finally give the player opportunity to come back from something or pull off something cool. Because a lot of times I'll be playing these games and like if you roll me out or something, I'm just sitting on the outside of the ring for like 60 seconds and I can't do anything. So I don't know if there's no more finisher, friggin' what's it called? Reversal limits, no more is there rollouts? I really hope not. But if they take away those limitations, that's pretty solid. I don't know. I think visually looks excellent. Gameplay, like just watching from a gameplay standpoint, looks like there could potentially be
back and forth.
Like opportunities to do some cool shit. Because you guys know the first thing I think about when I see this stuff is like, oh, what kind of content are we gonna do? It looks a tiny bit sped up too, a little more fast paced. Hey man, look, write down the date and time. Let it be known. I got nothing to say. It looks good, and I want to play it. That's probably the biggest compliment I could possibly give towards this game right now is that it looks good and I want to play it. Not like, oh, this game's gonna come out and I have to play it. I want to play it. That's where the level of my intrigue is at. You know, I'm not going all in quite yet. We need some time. I need some time with it. But I'm gonna keep an eye out. On it. Hopefully you guys will as well. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button as hard as you possibly can. Make sure you're also subscribed to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss any of these videos. Anything that comes our way, I will talk about it, cover it. I'll give you my honest opinion. And right now, my honest opinion is that this game looks like it might be pretty good. I'm gonna go lie down now. Okay, bye.